Welcome back to Tiny Track Cars, folks. Today we have another fantasy diecast racing tournament. If you are playing in it, awesome. If you're not, go get signed up at fantasy.tinytrackcars.com. This time, it is a free-for-all. No theme here. We have 16 random cars out there competing on the track, and anything can happen. We have a McLaren, a Tesla, a Grand National, and a Proton Saga? What is that Proton Saga doing in here? Everyone wanted the Proton Saga back in our shorts tournament, but it is now in the free-for-all tournament, and we'll see how it can do out here against a race car, which is a premium car, premium Hot Wheels with faster than ever wheels on it. We have a faster than ever Buick GNX Grand National. We have a Tesla Model S Plaid, and then we have a Proton Saga. Over the jump they go. Whoa, the Grand National did not do so well. We have found out that that tabletop has caused some issues here. If you're a fast driver and you can make it over the tabletop, you have no problems. If you're slow and you case that landing, you're gonna have some problems. Also, we have a finish line double, and if you need to clear it, you gotta clear it. If you're gonna clear it, you better clear it, because if you don't, you might fly off the track and hurt the camera guys, or people in the audience, or somebody else. Back at the top of the track, we rotate one position clockwise. The Proton Saga and the Tesla are out in front. The F1 GTR McLaren and the Buick Grand National. The Buick Grand National has a hood that comes off. And folks, we'll see if that, oh my gosh, the Proton Saga is off the track. The Tesla Model S is on his roof. The GNX gets by. Can the F1 get by? We watch right now as we do the slow motion replay. The Buick gets by on the inside. Here comes the McLaren and trying to get by on the outside. He does get by. The hood flies off of the Buick down across the finish line. Oh my gosh, it looks like the Grand National finished first. The McLaren finished second, and the hood finished third. I'm not sure how to classify that, folks, because part of the Buick actually finished after the McLaren. What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know if the Buick should take number one. If you leave parts of your car behind, it should count as however the rest of your car finishes. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. They're back up the top, and they're going to rotate again. The Proton Saga is back on the track, getting pushed by the Model S. The Tesla Model S. Who's going to make it to the jump? Will the Buick be able to make it over the tabletop? Up and no, he cases it. None of these cars have been fast enough to make it over the tabletop. You got to be faster than that. The McLaren F1 and GTR breaking ahead of the pack. Oh no, nose heavy. That's not how you want to land that. Dang. I want to tell you, we do have one more tournament with that tabletop in there, and then we have actually softened that to a gradual landing, so there is no sharp, abrupt curve or area where you can case and flip upside down. We've actually made it very, very nice. Still a jump, still a big jump if you are fast, but you will not land it and flip upside down as often. This tournament, we did have some problems with that. The next tournament, the truck tournament next week, we do also have some problems with that, so it becomes a game of survival. If you can land that jump, you probably are going to get some good finishes. Down over the jump they go. Here goes the Buick again. The Buick got hit by somebody in the air. McLaren, here, watch this. Buick gets whacked. No. The McLaren gets whacked by the Tesla. The Buick loses his hood off the track completely, and it's going to give the McLaren F1 GTR a clear shot down towards the finish line. He crosses the finish line and takes 5 points in race number 4. That will put the McLaren with 16 points and the Tesla in the next round. And we have 4 more cars we're going to meet. And also, besides the car in the background, have you guys seen Pete? And no, he's not driving that car in the races. Don't you worry. We have a Plymouth Roadrunner, which is a premium with an faster than ever swap. We have a Volkswagen Beetle Cup car, which is a faster than ever car. We have plenty of faster than ever cars in this tournament. We have a Kia Stinger. That car right there is looking good. And then we have the beautiful Shelby. It's the Shelby Cobra Daytona. A little bit back heavy. Front end's lighter than the back. We'll see if that Roadster can do well out there on the track. I don't know why I said Roadster. I don't even think that's a Roadster. Over the jump they go. Who's going to make the jump? Nobody. Holy cannoli, we have 4 cars on the roof. Now it's going to be a matter of who whacks the roof. Look at that Kia hitting the back of that Roadrunner in the air. What a dirty move. That Roadrunner might have made it. He might have made it over the jump, guys. But if you wax your roof, you can make it all the way to the finish line. The only thing that's going to stop you is the landing ramp of this jump right here, and the Roadrunner does it. Can anybody else do it? No. That was kind of a boring race. It's like, hey, we should start the cars on the roof at the starting line and see who can make it to the finish line. That would be a cool tournament. It's called the Roof Race, sponsored by blank 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 wax company, because we need a wax sponsor. Seriously, if you own Mother's Polish, please sponsor this racing league. Over the jump they go. Huge air by both the Kia and the Shelby, and they do make the tabletop. For the first time, we see 2 cars make the tabletop. The Shelby was on his side. Whoa, he's up on 2 wheels. Look out, ladies and gentlemen. The Kia is trying to dive bomb on the inside, launching the Shelby down towards the finish line. The Shelby Daytona up on the curb he goes as he's trying to get spun back around. Does he hold on to it? No, he's on his roof. Down across the finish line, he makes the jump on his roof. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's what you got to do. You got to wax your roof. And right there, folks, I did see that Roadrunner across the finish line, I think. We're going to slow it down for you, check that out, and make sure we saw him break the finish line plane right there. I think he does. We'll see what the judges say. The Roadrunner gets 1 point. He does cross the finish line. It does not get much closer than that, ladies and gentlemen, by the hair of his chinny chin chin, or by the bumper, because that's what crossed the finish line. Next race, they're at the top again. The faster of the 2 cars, it seems, the Shelby Daytona and the Kia are out in front. We'll see if they make the tabletop jump again this time. Up and over. Whoa, crazy air by the Daytona. He had his back end down and his front end up and was able to hold on to it. He slides his way into the last turn, down across the finish line jump. He crosses the finish line for 5 points. The Kia is on his roof, crosses in front of the Roadrunner. The Kia was able to hold on to it. And unfortunately, I had higher hopes for that faster than ever Volkswagen Bug right there, Beetle. He does not cross the finish line. He does. He did not collect $200 though, but he only got 1 point. He went straight to the get out of jail free card. Go to jail. This isn't Monopoly. This is DIECAST Racing. And folks, if you are playing in our DIECAST Racing Fantasy League, you're picking a car, or actually you're picking 4 cars every single week, and you earn points, and you're flying off the track like the Roadrunner. Or you're moving your way up the leaderboard, because that's what you do if you pick the right cars. If you pick the Roadrunner, you're probably not earning points. You probably lost points. If you pick this this Shelby Daytona, you might earn points, because that thing just passed the Kia on his roof. The Bug was able to get by as well. Watch this. The Bug tries to get by the Shelby Daytona. Daytona's in reverse. That thing drives in reverse more than forward. I think it might be the same reason why it gets weird air off that jump. Down across the finish line, it is, whoa, that camera guy. And then the Kia is back on his wheels. What a crazy move there. But it was the Dodge, I keep saying Dodge, the Shelby Daytona Coupe, Shelby Cobra Daytona, who takes it with 15 points. And we do have a tie between the Roadrunner, who flew off the track, and the Kia. And they will do a best of 3 because the Roadrunner did get better finishes. He will be on the inside lane, but the Kia is clearly faster in the turns. He gets a little bit of air, and whoa! No! That is not what you want to see. Really good air by the Kia. I thought he was going to land that jump perfectly, but he flew nice, but he started to drift a little bit to the left. He lands on the side of the track and flies off completely. The Roadrunner takes race number 1, and it's up 1 race to 0 in this tie breaker thing majing we're doing here. Best of 3 scenario. If the Kia wins it this time, they will go to a 3rd race. If the Kia flies off the track again and the Roadrunner wins, he will move on to the next round with the Shelby Cobra Daytona. Almost the same fate of that Kia. He was up on the side of the track, but is able to hold on to it, flip it and reverse it down towards the finish line. Now all he has to do is land this jump. Here he goes, almost off the track. We have a cameraman taking a picture of the camera crew who's filming this race. And by the way, did anyone find Pete out there today? I'm not gonna watch this race. You guys watch this race. I'm gonna find Pete and have a drink of my coffee. Over the jump they go. Kia can make it. Kia's on his roof. The Roadrunner's on his roof. Now it's gonna be a race of who can. Yeah, that jump's gotta be fixed. Unfortunately, we have one more event like this where that giant landing ramp is really, really rough. Down towards the last turn they go, both on the roof. It's gonna be a roof slide championship. Over the jump, they both make it to the finish line, but it's the Kia, who I think was faster anyways, earned his spot in the next round. The Kia Stinger will move on, and the Daytona, Cobra, Shelby, Cobra, Daytona will move on. In the third group, we have a Porsche 935 slant nose. We have a 1971 Porsche. Who would put two Porsches in the same group? And then a fire truck? What? This is a free-for-all, ladies and gentlemen. We have two Porsches, a fire truck, and a Hyundai Tiburon. The first time we've ever seen a Hyundai Tiburon on this channel, and he's got a glowing windshield. What a crazy group here of basically a track car. We have a 1971 Porsche 911, a fire truck who, if any of these cars flip on their roofs and start on fire, he'll be the first responder on the job, unless it's him on his roof, which you find out right now. Over the jump they go. Both Porsches make it. The Hyundai makes it. The fire truck is up on his wheels too. Did he make that jump down towards the finish line? The 1971. Okay, screw these cars. I want to see if the fire truck made it. It looks like it was pretty. It looks like it was a pretty smooth landing, a smooth transition off that landing ramp. Maybe that fire truck made it. Down towards the finish line they go. The 71 blue Porsche is in the lead. Here comes the 935 trying to make a pass. Over the jump they go. It's Porsche, Tiburon, and fire truck is able to make it, folks. I did not expect the fire truck to hold in there with that race Tiburon. You know it's fast because it's got flames. That's what they tell me, anyways. The next race, they're out of there, and this is race number 2. The Porsches are leading the pack, but the Hyundai, don't leave out the Hyundai, folks. That Hyundai is looking good. Over the jump they go. Oh no! We have a little bit of a barrel roll there by the 71, and the Hyundai breaks free. The 935 gets by the inside. Wow, what a crazy jump there by the 935. How does that even happen? Looks like the fire truck is on his side. He probably doesn't have a roof to wax. He's got like a ladder and stuff up there. Can you even get to that roof? Down towards the finish line, the Hyundai takes it. Oh, whoa! The 935 absolutely murders that cameraman at the finish line. Folks, you'll have to go back and replay that because that was a straight car to the face. There was no landing, there was no slowing down, there was no hitting brakes. That was a straight contact. Rest in peace to that cameraman because he just got Porsche'd. That's a verb. He got killed by Porsche. Fire truck getting in everyone's way. The Tiburon is actually holding his own. I did not expect the Tiburon to be out there against these Porsches. It looks like the 71 will come in second. The 71 passes in the air, folks. What a crazy pass that was. And of course we don't get a darn replay. Folks, I strongly encourage you to go back and watch that finish again. It looked like the 71 Porsche 911 was almost jumping over top of the Tiburon. This time the 935 has a clear truck ahead of him. The Tiburon has a fire truck in front of him. Over the jump they go. Both the Porsches make the jump, but the 71 lands up on his roof. The 935 is going to break away, and the Tiburon is nowhere to be found. A car that we've seen out front in this race multiple times is now nowhere to be found. Even if he landed on his roof, I'd imagine he'd slide down the track, but we do not see him anywhere. Down towards the finish line, the freeze frame of the 71 just beating the fire truck by a little bit, folks. And it is both Porsches who move on. The Tiburon gets a DNF in the last race, and that costs him the chance to move on. The 935 moves on, and the 1971 Porsche 911 moves on. And then we slide into the last and final group where we have a Scion FRS in beautiful pink. And then we have a Dodge Viper looking good out there. That's like an ACR Viper. And then we have a Triumph. Yes, a TR6 Triumph with FTEs. And then one of my favorite cars, not that I have any special allegiance to this car, but the AMC Javelin. I don't know why I like that car. It's a nice, solid car. I probably would never buy one, but I do like that Javelin. Maybe it's because I like to say the word Javelin. Over the jump they go. Huge air by the Triumph. Triumph is trying to jump over top of the Scion. Holy Toledo, folks. Watch this air. Oh! Thundercats, oh! That Triumph is a force to be reckoned with, ladies and gentlemen. The Scion FRS in reverse. The Triumph in reverse. Down towards the finish line. Looks like the Viper's in reverse, too. And there's a car on his roof. It's the Javelin. Oh, no. The Javelin does a triple axle, lands that on his roof, and does cross the finish line to take 1 point. And folks, as we know, every point here matters at Tiny Track Cars. You gotta hold. You gotta know when to hold them. Those points. You gotta know when to fold them and go home. You know what I'm saying, Kenny? Over the jump they go. Javelin with massive air. Javelin makes the jump. Holy cannoli. The Triumph had a little struggle there, flew off the track, but was able to recover and make the jump. This car is going too fast for how unstable it is. That Javelin has way too much power under the hood. Triumph across the finish line, the Viper across the finish line, and the Scion in for last, folks. That Javelin is going to self-destruct. That's my prediction. I don't remember because I recorded this 2 months ago, and now I'm doing the commentary in real time with you. Right here, real time, real live commentary, but not actually real, because you're watching this later probably. But like, I'm watching this and doing the commentary. And again, go sign up at DIECAST Racing Fantasy League, fantasy.tinytrackcars.com. It's in the link in the video description. That right there is what I call the alley-oop. It's like when you go do like you're running down the court towards the basket, it's a breakaway, and you're feeling good, and you just grab that ball and you leap from the free throw line, and you're soaring through the air with it palmed in your hand. Just picture me soaring through the air. I'm like, "Wah!" And then you completely miss the rim, and you just it's like an airball dunk where you just fly past the rim, and there's that's what just happened with that Triumph. He completely launched it off that jump, and then whoa, what in the world is going on? Yeah, he just launched it over the jump and off the track completely. This one, the Scion makes a great pass on the outside, barely holds on to it. The Javelin's on his roof, the Javelin's off a pole, holding up the rest of the pack. That was a vicious, self-destructing move right there. Maybe it was strategic to block the rest of the cars, but the Scion does get away, and he will take 5 points in this race right here. Javelin somehow makes it across the finish line, flipping it back over. They do the flipper flopper. The Javelin was on his roof, goes to his tires. The Viper was on his tires, goes to his roof. And it's, unfortunately, the Triumph, who we saw probably the fastest car out there on the track, does not move on. It is the Scion FRS and the Javelin making it in the round somehow. We slide over back to the left-hand side of the bracket where we have a Kia, a McLaren, a Tesla, and a Shelby Cobra Daytona. Dang, I'm here. Here's the moment of truth. The jump, the Kia gets a little boost. The Tesla gets a little boost by the Shelby Cobra down into the final stretch to go. Where is the Cobra? He's in third, and who's on his roof? The Kia's on his roof. That cameraman takes another hit. Kia makes it across the finish line, barely takes 1 point. The Tesla is out front with 5, folks. The McLaren in second with 3. One of the favorites I know is that Shelby Cobra, and he is in third right now. But now he's in the front left position with nobody in front of him. Down towards the jump. Anything can happen right here, folks. He flies sideways. 2 cars on the roof. The McLaren's the only car that makes the jump. We really got to fix that jump. Unless you like it. You like the chaos? Some people are like, yeah, more jumps, more crazy, more unpredicted stuff. Everyone's like, drag racing people are like, no, I like my cars to go straight in a lane and know exactly who's going to win every single race. Okay, that was one extreme to the other. And I live somewhere in the middle. I want good competitive racing, but sometimes a little bit of unknown is fun out there on the track. So I'm right in the middle. Back to the top they go. These cars are out of there. They're bumping, they're grinding. The Tesla's pushing on the back of the Shelby Cobra. It's the Kia that might make it to the jump first. He's up on his tires. No, it's the Cobra. A huge air by the Cobra. Front end in the air, back and down, but he lands smoothly somehow. Here comes the Kia, closing the gap on the Cobra. Down towards the finish line. In the air he goes, gets blocked by the Cobra. A cool 180 by the McLaren over the jump, landing it smooth and crossing the finish line. And the Tesla, who was out front early, just got his second DNF and is now not out front early. It is the Shelby Cobra out front with 10 points as they go into the final race of this group. They're out of there, folks. It is the McLaren out front and the Kia getting pushed by the Cobra. What's going to happen as they hit the jump? Is there going to be any contact? Whoa, crazy jump by the Shelby Cobra. Up on 2 wheels he goes, but the Kia's out in front. Here comes the Cobra bouncing around, trying to make a move on the Kia. Down towards the finish line, the Kia Stinger takes the win. The Shelby Cobra gets second, and here comes the Tesla and the McLaren. I'm not even sure what that means for the points, folks, but we're going to total them up. And folks, right there, you have it. 2 cars who make that jump just well, just great, just dandy. The Kia Stinger GT will move to the finals, and it's the Shelby Cobra Daytona joining him as well. I know that car has a lot of votes in the DIECAST Racing Fantasy League, so if that car wins this championship, there's going to be some happy people getting points. It's the second half of this bracket. Over on the right-hand side, we have 4 more cars, and only 2 of them will hit the finals. We have a little bit of, whoa, crazy air by all 4 cars. That, I think, is the first time we've seen 4 cars make the jump. We watched that again for you. 4 cars, 4 landings. The Scion gets by on the inside. Was he able to hold on to it? He looks like he was able to hold on to that second place position. The Porsche 935 breaking away from the pack just a little bit right here. Down towards the finish line. Oh, I thought that Javelin was going to make a move on that 71 911, but does not do it. Here comes the 935, Scion, Porsche, and Javelin. The action's heating up, folks. Some people watch these things for like 5 or 6 or 7 minutes and then leave. And truly the people who are here for 21 minutes are 1 to 2 TTC super fans. So thank you for being here. And 2, the ones that get to see the fast cars competing against the fast cars, and they're the best, most competitive races. So if you haven't stuck around, you're really missing out. Over the jump they go, 4 cars and 4 landings again, but the Javelin flips over after the landing. Can anyone get by him? It looks like the Scion just boosted him off the ramp. Watch this. The Javelin gets up on the curb, he's upside down. As they go into this turn right here, the Scion's gonna come in hot and give him a shove. And despite that car losing momentum on his roof, the Scion just made him go faster. Javelin across the finish line for first place despite being on his roof. But I think he deserves it because he made it over that jump successfully, was out in front. Unfortunately, took that turn a little too fast and rolled it on his roof, but was able to wax the roof and get down to the finish line successfully. Has anyone seen Pete? Seriously, I don't know where Pete's at. I think he might be lost. Or in the bathroom. Sometimes he's in the bathroom. The Javelin trying to do a Javelin roll. It's kind of like the jelly roll, but it's a Javelin trying to roll over. The 935 makes a move on the inside of the Scion. What a crazy move. I'm not sure that Scion pulled out of the way. Maybe he saw him coming, they wanted to avoid an accident. Down towards the finish line they go, and it still is the Javelin on his roof again, crossing the finish line. The 1971 does not cross, folks. The Javelin out front with 11, the 935 right behind, the Scion holding in there, and unfortunately the 1971 is out of it, folks. Too many DNFs by that car. All right, here we go. These 4 cars have consistently made the jump all together in one big pack. Can they do it again? Over the jump they go. Huge air by all 4 cars. The back cars are on their roof. It is the 935, and the inside of the Scion does not make it. If Scion wins, he might move himself onto the finals with the 935. Down across the finish line, those 2 cars, did they pass the Javelin? The Javelin was out front in points. What is that going to mean for the points? Are we going to have a tiebreaker? Are we going to have an overtake challenge? Oh, with 13 points and 13 points, we do have a tie, but there's no overtake challenge. They both move to the finals because they're spots 1 and 2, and we move on 2 cars every single round. What a crazy finals we have here. It's a Kia, a Scion. I don't ever want to say those 2 brands in one sentence ever again, but it's a Shelby Cobra Daytona and the AMC Javelin, who has proven to be crazy, but crazy fast and still able to make it to the finals. Over the jump they go. 2 cars make it. The Kia flips over, the Scion flips over, and the Shelby Cobra's off the track. What even happened to him? Over the curb he goes. Oh my gosh. Did you guys see that? Rewind that tape after you're done watching this and watch that Javelin. He just Javelined that Shelby Cobra off of the track in that turn. Too many cars on the roofs, crossing the finish line, and 1 car that was potentially broken in pieces down there off the track is that Shelby Daytona. Shelby Cobra. Shelby, I'm not even, like if that was like a Honda Civic, I would not get it out of order, but it's like a Shelby Cobra Daytona, like made by Ford, but made by Shelby, which is not really Ford, but made by, I don't know. The Javelin goes off of the track. The Scion is on his roof, and the car that DNF'd in the first race, the Shelby Cobra, will go down the track and take a victory in 5 points in race number 2. Here comes the Scion trying to make his way across. He does put 3 points on the board, and unfortunately we have a double DNF from the Kia and the Javelin, folks. It's 2-5, 6-5, still anyone's game. No one's too far ahead to win or lose in this point of the race. 2 races to go, and we have a champion. If you've picked any of these cars, and they've placed first, second, or third, you will earn points in the DIECAST Racing Fantasy League. That car right there, 3 cars off the track. Holy cannoli. It's like a parting of the seas. The Javelin goes off. The Scion goes off to the left. The Cobra goes off to the right, and it leaves us with a Stinger GT flying down the track solo. In the second to last race, in the finals, you'd expect more out of these cars that have done well and made it to the finals. But nope, folks. And now we have only 2-point difference between first and last place in this group. So it's really going to come down to this race right here to see if any of these cars can cross the finish line first. The Kia GT are out in front. The Kia GT was in last place coming into this final 2 races. The Javelin keeps it on the track, thank gosh. Over the jump they go. They're both all out of there, and they're 1, 2, 3, 4 glued together. Javelin makes a pass on the inside of the Scion. What a great pass it was. Trying to make a pass on the inside of the Shelby. If he would have passed that Shelby Cobra, he might have won this tournament. But it's the Kia coming down to the finish line, going to take 5 points. Cobra in second, Javelin in third, and the Scion FRS in fourth. And folks, that will leave the Kia Stinger GT in first, the Shelby Cobra in second, and a tie for third place. But don't go anywhere, because in the DIECAST Racing Fantasy League, we give points for first, second, and third. And folks, we have a tie for third. So we're going to head to the track and do a best of 3. The Javelin did get better finish position, so it will take the inside lane on this best of 3. But can the Javelin keep itself on the track? That's the biggest thing right here. Javelin flies off the track. Everyone in the shorts tournament, and I'm going to clear it. That was a really good jump. It looked like the Pagani out there in the shorts tournament. That was the fate of the GTO, and I just wasn't willing to risk smashing the GTO up. Faster than ever car, super nice car. Every race it did that. I tested it in the second race after the first race against the dual fueler, and I caught it so it didn't get smashed. And I tested it again, and I caught it because it was just flying off the track over and over again. So you didn't get to hit the second race. So everyone's like, justice for the GTO. And I'm like, it'll come back. It's not in this track format. Trust me, it'll come back. That car is sweet. Just like the Mini, it's coming back in the race, the Tournament of Champions. It will come back. But 95% of the people who bitched about it in the comments probably aren't going to be here at 27 minutes in this video because they probably unfollowed me or unsubscribed. And that's okay, because I don't need you here if you're a Debbie Downer. I only want the true TTC superfans. And folks, that will give the Scion FRS a spot in third and give the people who picked him in the Fantasy League some points. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you want to watch more of my videos, click that box in the screen. Do it. Do it. Just pop the trunk. Just do it. Do it. Until next time, stay tuned, stay passionate, and don't fly off the track like the Javelin. We'll see you in the next one. Bye now.